Will a claim make my rate go up? Well, we get this question a lot. Most times it does not. There are certain claims that are coded out certain ways that which can affect the rate and are a rating scenario and can have a surcharge attached to it. So let's kind of break it down. On the auto side, you could have, say you bumped into the garage door, or you were to hit the mailbox, or you opened your door and hit another vehicle in the parking lot. It's something that you created. You caused that incident. You struck an object, and those will be coded on as an at fault and put under collision and subject to the collision deductible. Those can affect rates, and there are a surcharge that's attached to it, and it could cause the rate to go up. And they do stay on your loss history for 5 years. The surcharge does start to diminish after 3 years, but they do stay on there for 5 years. And so now a collision, we'll have folks say, I've never had an accident. Well, a collision could be backing in, like I said, hitting an object. You hit a mailbox, you back into your garage, something like that. You strike an object. Now, of course, an incident, if you were to strike another object, strike another vehicle, typically your collision is going to pay to fix your vehicle, and your liability property damage is going to fix their vehicle. And those are still collision, those are still at faults, and those are rating scenarios. Now, on the comprehensive side, these are acts of nature, things we can't prevent. So that's your wind, theft, vandalism, rain, hail, fire, flood, things like that, you can't prevent. You hit an animal. Those typically do not cause your rate to go up because you just can't. You don't expect this to happen. It's just out of the blue, and it happens. And so, typically they do not cause your rate to go up. Only time we've seen that comprehensive claims causes rates to increase is if there are several of them within a 12-month period, because that's basically showing a pattern that we file a lot of claims, and that can be a rating scenario. So kind of a good idea on comprehensive is glass claims. We know windshields have gotten crazy expensive now with the sensors and all that stuff on them. They could be $1,000 to $2,000 to replace a windshield. So we've had clients that file 5 or 6 windshield claims throughout the year where they replaced the windshield and they were $2,000 a piece. Well, again, 1 or 2 is not going to cause it, but if there's a consistent pattern of several of them in a short period of time, that could cause the rate to increase because they have to adjust the premium based on what they're having to pay out to fix the windshield. That's the only bad thing about the new cars and the new windshields. But typically, comprehensive claims do not cause rates to increase. And on the home side, most of your losses kind of stem from acts of nature, which it's not theft, sorry, it's wind, hail, things that you can't prevent, blowing trees down, hail damage, anything like that. Those typically do not cause your rate to increase on the home side. Things that do would be your fire, would be your water damage. And I think the reason water damage and fire probably is they kind of stem from a maintenance aspect. And so if there's a water leak or something going on, there's probably something there that's been going on for some time that probably needed to be addressed that wasn't. And so those can have a rating effect on the home policy for water losses and fire losses, because it could be some bad wiring, something that should have been corrected, which we can't always see that. We don't always know it, but just looking at it from the past, those 2 types of claims can cause rating increases. Now, another thing that we want to look out for is zero pay claims on home policy. So say you get roofers coming out and knocking on your door, and they say you need a new roof, and you're not sure. They're just basically just knocking on every single door, and then you get your adjuster come out just to look at it. Well, if the adjuster comes out and says there's no damage, that's a zero pay loss. That still stays on the loss history, even though it paid nothing out. And so we want to try to avoid those because we don't want those to stack up because that could hurt If we had to, say you move the home policy to another carrier, they do look at prior losses, and you just don't want something hanging out there that never paid anything out, and it's just a disadvantage to you. And so always give us a holler. We can kind of walk you through it, different scenarios on ratings for different types of claims, kind of give you an idea if we need to turn a claim in or not, and just walk you through the process. But always call us before filing a claim so we can help you out with any of those situations.